Wow, this baby is really creepy. And somehow never noticed it, but... Happy lesbian?
Whee! How to be a happy
Oh.
lesbian? We will tell you.
No happiness.
We will tell you now.
Press play.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Beautiful. Bye-bye.
So no, should I sit here or something?
You can keep changing.
No, I mean, yes, I will
Whenever
be
space.
probably changing. We will have 2 microphones and everything.
But now I feel like we're being a couple and we're being interviewed.
I mean, I can just keep on changing around.
Okay, let's
most
start.
probably. But hello and welcome to another episode of Spot DL, documenting lesbian stories. This is still within the project, even though I think I'm already somewhere in January, February 2026, 2027, because this is the part that I really want to keep on doing. But for now, and up until now, thank you to the Euro Central Asian lesbian community and the European Commission for helping us starting this up. And yes, what a life, what a year, what everything, and what a beautiful bunch of people that I have here today. And we have only 2 mics, but we will manage. We will manage. This is one big part, probably. No, it's not the whole team of behind Spot DL project, but today is like pre-season holiday episode of fun, of looking back, of looking forward, finding some fur on the microphone. Yeah, and I also actually realized that I never introduced myself in any of the episodes, but hi, I'm Anastasia, I go by she, her, and today together with me, I have, let's start from that side.
But would you like to continue with introducing yourself? You are Anastasia.
No,
Can you
that's
tell
it.
us
I'm
more about you?
one of the people behind Spot DL project and co-founder of Active Rainbow here in Latvia. And many more things. I call myself a Swiss knife of a person. But thank you. That's enough for now. That's enough for now. We're going to do a friendly thing. But yes, let's maybe start from there.
We are also friends. I think it's good. Do they actually record?
Eva, see here. Hello. Okay, hi everybody, I'm Kathy, they, them. I'm a co-founder also of Active Rainbow here in Latvia and very proud of our Anastasia who has been taking care of Spot DL project and looking forward to our very beautiful conversation today and what we will explore all together. Yay!
Okay, thank you very much for having me. I am Maria or Mar. I go by she, her pronouns. I am very privileged to be friends with these lovely people on this panel. or a casual discussion. And I'm also part of the general team of Active Rainbow. Like, we have been cooperating in some things. So, yeah, that's for me.
I am Adja, I go by she, her, and I am part of the team for this year as well, hopefully for some more time.
Now in this light I see all of the fur of the cats, lesbians and cats and queers and cats and animals in general, I think go very well together. And First of all, I would like to say thank you to all of you for being a great support system in jumping into Spot DL projects. That has been a journey, that still is a journey. And thank you also for jumping into this episode. No, it's not a panel. It's not a panel. We're also allowed to have fun, you know. And I do believe people do deserve to see people who are doing wonderful things together. So this is going to be, I believe, very non-serious, but also serious in a way, because all of these people have been involved in the project. And I think I would like to start with, and then whoever feels ready to talk. Why? Why do lesbians need to be visible? Because I think all of us are here and have been working with this project and beyond with the idea that it is needed. So why? Because there is, I think, a whole history of lesbians kind of being invisible. But I'm just opening the topic. What's your feeling? And I see Eva going for the mic.
Well, the first thing I can say is that growing up, I never heard the word lesbian come out of my parents or family or even in the news or the media. It was never said. The word gay was heard, yes, but lesbian never. I never saw femininities or people of the female sex or gender be together in a series or movies. And it was only when I started going on the internet and seeing things on random Facebook groups and I started discovering myself. But the invisibility of lesbians has been a thing that has been going on for many, many years, I think.
I will elaborate on that with that I also did not hear the word lesbian with a good connotation or empowering connotation or an inspiring connotation for many years. So it's about the time that we make some inspiring connotation for it. Who else would do it anyway?
Yes, exactly. And I would also agree with that. And I want to share that for me, that has been the reality. Yes, never had been in a positive connotation, as you said, mentioned when I was growing up. Such beautiful sequence of words I'm using in a weird way. I hope I'm making sense. But what I want to say is that, yes, I could never, growing up, even imagine, a world that I could actually fit in. I knew deep down that, something is different for myself, but I couldn't pinpoint it in a way that people could relate, because I didn't have it for myself. I could not relate with anything regarding this aspect of my identity. And because it was never affiliated positively as a word with anything, I wouldn't dare to also identify as one. I would only use the word queer, which I strongly relate to up until this day, because it's also a political statement, being queer. Like, there is a certain kind of history and different layers. But nowadays, the word lesbian actually empowers me more. And to hear fellow friends and activists and more identify with this word is really showing me a future and a possibility that we can shape our realities in a way that is more freeing. I hope it's making sense, but I think that kind of answers, why is it needed to talk about these matters, maybe talk about this terminology. Maybe we can start talking about the history that is behind those things. Yeah. Self-explanatory after these personal journeys.
I also... Well, was the question about why do we need lesbian spaces and projects or things like that?
General visibility.
General visibility. Also, general visibility, to have someone to relate to, And when you were saying that, I also thought on the multi-generational level that we have been talking about for some time, that like I always was searching for this, for something to have to relate to, that I can relate to, and that I can say like this could be me. It also could not, but in some ways it could, and it's still something that I think there is a lot of need for that to generally have visibility and representation, because it is super empowering to see one other lesbian, but I feel like there is always need for more of this. There is always need for more of the visibility, because I will stop here.
Yeah, like I'm agreeing with what my colleagues have said. I think what is important also to mention is that lesbians, with the asterisk, that we can also explain what it means and how we have been also in the project using it in this inclusive way, as historically have been the caretakers of the community, not only by the fact that in the terminology LGBTQ plus L is always first. And I think also for myself growing...
It wasn't always first.
Yes, I know, but okay, sorry, it's not the always part. It had to be there. It came after. Yes, true. Thank you. But like for me, when also growing up, yeah, lesbian identity was not as visible, and then growing also in the perspective of and in the context of ending up like also having the organization here and everything, like it comes back to me to this factor of there are a lot of lesbian with asterisk activists that they do so much work, but then somehow we don't have enough visibility, and we're there to go after and support all the other communities, something that we have been also talking when it came also for this project to exist, what is the need. And also it is a term that I'm like technically I am a lesbian, though I also use queer as the more political, the more thing. And I think there's always more that we can keep on doing to make the identity visibility in all of its aspects, not only the romanticized ones that it's being produced also in the mainstream media, but also like all other actions that people who identify also do, like in activism or in politics, all kind of things. Not only this, I don't know if you understand what I mean, this very romanticized version that also is existing there. Oh, to identifying, let's say, women, they can, but like there's so much more that the, people who identify do, you know, and I think it's having such project also, it allows for all of this to come to life and celebrate the history.
I think it's also like not only celebrating the history, because yes, L was not always the first letter in the abbreviation, and it happened just because of very tragic happenings, actually, because of the AIDS crisis and so on, who were the only people who were coming to gay men. Those were mostly lesbian community. But I also don't want to keep... It's very important to honor the history, as we are very often mentioning, but also I want to, both with this project and with upcoming things, how can we still be honoring the history, but also seeing what is happening now and start building the future in a way, because about my motivation, I do agree with somebody has mentioned that, you know, it was almost like a slur at some point, like lesbian. It's only sexualized. We see it only in porn. We see it only in the shows of weird content and so on. So, for example, I was using I wasn't even using queer. Back in the time, I was like, yeah, I'm a woman who likes women, like, and saying it like so quietly. And how we came to also this project is that ELC, the representatives of ELC came, and they were like, oh yeah, we're this organization, we're an umbrella point for many lesbian movements in Europe and Central Asia. And then I was like, it hit me like a lightning, and I'm like, wait. Do you mean we can claim our own space? Because it's somewhere so deep in the spine, in the culture. First of all, for those of us who identify as women, and then identify as lesbians, that we are normalizing it so deeply that we cannot say that, yes, I deserve my own space, and yes, I want to make a space where, I don't know, cis men are not allowed, or where lesbian identities are being celebrated. And now also throughout this project, like what we see, that the question of why lesbians are invisible is still a very young and fresh question, because we actually don't know. Like we've been meeting with people also in Lithuania and Estonia, and I'm like, but why is it so? They're like, good question.
Yes.
Good
I think
question.
It's dawning on us when we're starting talking about it. It's dawning that, I haven't really thought about it because I was busy with, maybe taking care usually of other people or other stuff. Sorry for the English. But I think it's also a good time to kind of define the lesbian term, because yes, you were talking about, Anastasia, about this term and how we can reclaim it in all these different spaces. And I think more invisible are the people that are lesbians and are not cis as well, and they have been existing for forever, non-binary bodies and trans women and trans folks in general. So yes, the lesbian with an asterisk that we have been mentioning, it's an umbrella term for all these people and identity. You want to, yeah.
If it wasn't clear for somebody throughout the previous episodes, that we also clarified right here. But let's jump into Spot DL. Or do you wanted to comment on something?
Oh, no.
Okay, let's jump into Spot DL. Maria, I think I will start from you, because we were so excited also in the beginning about starting the project, and then we went to our first discovery trip to Lithuania. That was Sapfo Fest.
Sapfo Fest in
Like
Lithuania.
in a couple of words.
With our dearest Jakinti as well. Shout out to Jakinti. Well, when you started saying about the beginning of the project, I was thinking, but I was not really involved. Like I was really passionate about it. I was really looking forward for the, actions and whatever it would involve. But then, yes, I had forgotten this happened this year. And yes, I was very happy to...
It was a long year.
Very. I was very happy to join Anastasia in Sapfo Fest and Jakinti. It was a great experience actually witnessing a grassroots queer festival. It's not a lesbian only festival, although it's called Sapfo Fest and it can be misleading. But it was a very lovely experience to witness that and be a part of that while attending and maybe being... involved in some workshops that lovely people were delivering. Is that the word? We made some nice connections also, hearing stories of how can this actually come to life. And if I'm not mistaken, is the episode out?
The episode is out with Vika.
Yes.
If you're watching this, please watch the episode with Vika, because she's also telling the story of Sapfo Fest.
Yes. Yes, so you can definitely learn more there, because I'm not the one qualified also to deliver information. But I wanted to say that, yes, it's very eye-opening. And these places to exist are very, very important. Like, for me, and also personally, when I step in these places that maybe they're created for 1 day, 2 days, like talking about the festival, also the upcoming Spot DL festival that we're going to have now in Riga, is very empowering by itself. Even the action that I'm stepping in this zone, this space, this atmosphere curated by queer people and lesbian people is already very important because it's missing. So it's the exception. So, it carries certain, how can I speak, vibration, like for me.
And one of the activities that happens during Sapfo Fest, which I think is an absolute highlight, is the arm wrestling in between of the participants. And also we have made 2 little vlogs from the festival, and you should have seen our faces and the faces of everybody around during the arm wrestling festival. Like, I don't know, it was like the topic of this year was utopia. And it was a utopia. And this one of the, I would say, hopefully not hidden gems of the Baltics when we talk about feminists and lesbian culture and events. One of the very few things that is still happening. And it was very exciting. And I really enjoyed the time there also shared. Like, we've had the most, handy lesbians of Active Rainbow going to a discovery trip to Lithuania. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it was very funny when you came back and we were in the office here and we had the queer homecoming for the Riot volunteers for the other festival that we did in September.
Radical imagination of our time.
Yes, thank you. It means, and then suddenly the whole office here transformed into an arm wrestling contest between the volunteers and the guests. And in the way, finally, because we knew about Sapfo Fest for so long, and finally one of us managed to visit because usually we have other projects or other things. And it was absolutely magical to have the whole very unexpectedly to feel the magic that you felt in the Lithuanian ground. So very, very beautiful. And who knew arm wrestling would be so popular between lesbians and more? But yeah. Woo.
Well, the shared joy, I think, is very, very important because I know we're keeping it lightly in this discussion. I know there are way more topics we can talk about and people and things we have been talking about and discussions about the structures that we're fighting through and against and all this stuff. But yes, to have this shared joy spontaneously in a safer space, it hits differently. You want to say something? I saw you. Okay.
Before we jump into another part of the Spot the L project, Kathy, Eva, do you remember the first lesbian picnic that happened before the project? Please share.
Yes. That was an experience. Because, backstage we have been talking that we want the lesbian project, and thankfully last year we joined the lesbian network, the ELC, sorry. And then we're like, while we're waiting for the project results and while the project is meant to start, let's make a lesbian picnic, because it was also Lesbian Week during the Lesbian Visibility Week. Sorry, I'm excited and I miss the things. And part of the team, you were actually in the conference.
I was in Rome. Yes.
Yes, you were in the annual
Scissoring
conference.
Against patriarchy.
Dichorizing patriarchy. Yes? No.
Dichorize against...
Dichorize against fascism and patriarchy. Yes. Oh my God, I had...
No, it was scissoring. Anyways.
And scissoring against fascism and dichorizing against patriarchy. Anyway, we'll love it. Maybe we edit this part, or not. But it was super cool because we are like, okay, you are there, you're representing there, we get to network, and then we're like, okay, but what do we do? And what do actually lesbians in Latvia need? A picnic. And then I don't know if you want to add, like we made the post and everything. I have a bit blurriness, but we ended up having 80 participants signing up.
And for Latvia, 80 is a lot.
It is a lot. And then we ended up going, and actually people came, and it was like one of the most beautiful things, and people wanted more picnics, of course, but Latvian summer didn't allow us as much. Like we tried another time, but it was just fascinating. People just came. We had brought all kind of different things for people to hang out, and that was also the first hint, clue that there is a big need for the community, lesbian Asterix community, to meet and hang out. I don't know if you want to share more with whole visibility, because your poster got a lot of.
Behind the poster.
Well, the first poster was nothing special, but people seem to like it a lot because they signed up, even though my poster wasn't amazing in my standard.
Take a compliment, Eva.
It's also not about the compliment. It's about, can we celebrate our work?
The next poster was amazing.
No, the poster was great. That was, I think, my favorite poster that you did.
With the
that we had-
carabiners.
Yes.
That is the second one.
That one.
That
yes.
one I loved also.
Me too.
It was very lesbian. It had all the things that I could imagine loving to see in a poster. And yeah, it was nice. But the first one was a revelation. Many people. And we were just counting and very excited to see more and more people come. Yes.
And then it was the time for Riga Pride, and then there was another thing that we did, which was lesbian takeover. We took over the Pride House, and then we also went to Lampa and had that podcast, because the camera didn't work in the end. That's gonna be an audio. We'll also go, which. It's called, that one is going to be in Latvian, but it's called Latvian Lesbian League, that we did together with Jana Jerinovska, but that will also go up. And then another part of the Spot DL project was also community gatherings, and you have been, Adya, such a great support in organizing these, and I would like to ask you maybe to share how was it to work so closely with the lesbian community as a foreigner, and generally, how do you feel creating these spaces?
And adding to even witness connections building up and alliances forming in these events.
It's true. It was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. It's an amazing project, and it's a great community. The whole community building process was just super cool to see, because people come with so much enthusiasm. It's the simplest things that I felt like I was doing, like a barbecue, a sports afternoon, like just thinking what I like to do in free time and kind of inviting people to join a quiz. And it was, people just bring a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of connection it's so visible, the need for a connection. Like when you are asking why we need the visibility, my initial thought was we see that in every single of the community gathering. It's so present in that we do need these spaces, and that it's really lovely when we do have the spaces, because then people come, talk, form bonds. And it just snowballs from this one idea. It's just becoming bigger. And now we have a whole crew of really enthusiastic volunteers for the festival who are I can be the whole weekend. I even will take time off work. Just tell me when I have to come. It's amazing. People are really into it. Just come with an idea, with the space, and the community shows up. It's cool.
What I want to comment, though, is that people are really willing to volunteer here and there, but also when we are bringing the possibility, hey, if you want to create your own event, we will support you, and so on, and people are like, maybe next time, but volunteering, tell me what to do, and we will be there. So I'm really manifesting the times, and I hope that this gave a really good kick for people to see that things are possible. We still have the project hasn't ended at this point in time. There are still some exciting things coming up, but I think this also shows how important it is also to keep on going and creating these spaces. And but yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we have a timer. which means that it's going to be a technical pause because the camera we are using can record only half an hour in one piece. So we'll see you in a second.
That's so exciting. Up. This
can
maybe-
sing.
Up, golden. Gonna be golden. Gonna be golden.
saying.
Oh.
I was saying, yes, right. Welcome back from the back. We don't have commercial breaks. We do have technical breaks. But who knows? Maybe somebody. Oh, I remembered. Anyways, maybe some lesbian business will want to sponsor us in the future because this is gonna lesbian business. Actually, throughout documenting lesbian stories, there are some inspirations for sure. There are some inspirations for sure. Yes, well, we've stopped at the point of community gatherings and that it's needed to continue and create because we all crave connection and also safe connection.
And
And
can
you-
I say something more about that?
Yes.
Yes, amazing. Because as we have talked at some moment of making the gatherings as well, I think it was in the Ex Libris one that it kind of reminds us that we are cool as lesbians. We just are cool. We are. It was reminding also me every gathering, pretty much. It's a fact. And then when you were asking about how this was for me as a foreigner to organize these gatherings, I learned a lot specifically with making that quiz when I wanted to focus more on Latvian lesbian history. I learned so many things. And about like stuff that can be transferable, I guess, to some of the Czech lesbian history as well. But generally a lot of about the Latvian context. And it's very cool. And now I'm more interested in learning about the Czech lesbian history as well, actually, as in my country. But now I feel really connected to the community here because I know so many like niche facts and context, and it's very cool.
And actually, I feel that how you're describing all of this, Adya, is really giving the context of, if I may say so, what Active Rainbow is all about. Like what you're describing is non-formal education in action, you know, and all what I said before, the connections and alliances that are forming, and also how we keep learning about one another in a personal and also, you know, other layers. Yes, English has left me today. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But yes, that's what I wanted to comment.
Just to add on the part, on the part of the community and connection, like what I think we achieved with Spot the L is the promotion of the claiming the space as lesbian, but also the intersectionality of the identity. Because like for me as a non-binary person, I think this was my first time I also felt safe enough to internally reflect actually with my identity and my sexuality, yeah, I am closer to the lesbian aspect. Yeah, I do use mainly queer, non-binary, trans person, but like it felt like very, very open and inclusive. So the intersectionality of the aspect that yeah, anybody could come and just hang out, or we learn more about with a quiz, or people wanting to volunteer and make also good things about the community that they also feel like they belong. At the end of the day, Spot the L, for me, it's like super great as another example of supporting people from the community to connect with this sense of belonging. And sometimes we might reach out, we need workshops, we need very big things. But actually what actually people need is like, yeah, let's just hang out and share our stories. And that's super beautiful and simple in the end.
You know, it's a pun that was, first of all, can you put the timer on 25 minutes, please?
Technical aspect again.
Technical breaks and technical aspects. There is a pun, in a way, in the name of the project, which is Spot the L, Spot the Lesbian. And I think we have kind of succeeded in that. We spotted a bit. We spotted quite many, but I think it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Like a starting point of a bit of mapping, you know, what the local reality is. through this
Yes.
lens, right?
Yes.
And kind of having this, as Kathy was saying, I kept thinking that it can be a valuable breathing space. Like for me, that was it. And
Absolutely that.
and
Yes.
you wanted, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm okay. I also feel like I spotted L in myself a bit more than it was already there. But now, really, a big part of now my volunteering was being busy with lesbians, which is a super cool thing, and it's a thing that I love to say. And it's
Nice it is to say.
yes, like something that now I can put into my CV. Like I was working on a lesbian festival. How cool is that? Like my 15-year-old self would cry. So this is so cool.
Just to add, I don't think many volunteers who are doing European Solidarity Corps program can ever say that they were in their volunteering keeping busy with the lesbians.
And in the best possible way. Actually.
So in the next interview, amazing. I love it.
The advocacy, non-formal education platforms are doing to justify or explain or actually educate people and platforms and systems and national agencies about the importance of these projects. And why do we need to do this? What did you just wake up with I don't know, a dream that I just want this festival because it sounds cool? It's not that. Do you see the eye? It's not that. So then.
And there is so much visibility still needed, because I remember a year ago when you said you are going to the lesbian conference, I was like, whoa, lesbian conference, are you serious? Is that a thing? And now I'm here sitting doing this, doing this, being busy with the lesbians for already quite some months in a row, making a lesbian festival as we speak. Super cool.
Did you want to say something?
I'm just celebrating.
Celebrating.
I'm just celebrating.
Okay, yes, there's advocacy and also mapping the things is also one of the parts of this project. I was actually expecting that it would go. I thought that I just live in a bubble where I don't see, but the reality shows that there are some of the lesbian activists within the Baltics, but we're all burnout. Or coupled up and away from the scene, or we are still active. So I think again, I would want to spend more time together with our team and colleagues from the Baltics. There is a hand reaching for the mic. And make it, because I mean ELC is doing that in a way on the European and Asian level, but also the Baltics have been very, very quiet, and hopefully also Spot the L Festival and parts of this project will be an inspiration to build new cooperations and new initiatives and projects, and just keep on building it up. And Eva, you wanted to say something?
I'm probably going another direction, but I want to mention what for me is important in this stage, in my lesbian
journey.
I don't know. I want to make a funny joke, but it didn't go. Anyway, in my lesbian journey, yes. I want to say grown-up lesbians living a life, and so I can say that this can actually exist. Because it is very hard to imagine something you have never seen or explored and come up with it on your own, because a heteronormative lifestyle and living has been what we learned. I grew up knowing how a straight couple looks, how they live, how they grow up, get married, make a family, make kids. But now, being in a queer relationship, a lesbian relationship, it's very hard for me to imagine how can I grow up with this person, how can we make kids or grow old or live a life, because we don't see it. So this is a part of representation and visibility that I would love to see. I've heard a lot about the lesbians in Resos and how when you go there, they teach you a lot about how to be a lesbian. So I'm ready to go to Lesbos and explore.
The next conference I've heard
Yes.
will happen there
In Greece.
of the ELC. Yeah, in Lesbos.
Amazing.
And
I think so.
And as I understand, Eva, you're not talking about, how to model your own life based on
No.
somebody else's, but
Seeing that it's possible.
yes, yeah, to imagine, to have a future, to
Yeah, to
something.
Yes, like to paraphrase that, we are grown-up lesbians living a life, like all of us sitting here. But I understand completely what you mean, and I relate a lot. That's what the multi-generational representation is kind of what I meant as well. It's that, what you described.
And I think this is a beautiful moment to add another question to our lovely talk, because I would love to have more of these talks, but time is running.
Yeah.
Time is running, okay? And one of the things that I'm asking also people in the series is, what is your lesbian dream? Because also one of the parts of this project is also to start brainstorming, to start capturing that. I mean, we are already doing things, but it's also extremely important to feed and be present with the kid that we are it's inside, which is being playful, which is being creative, which is dreaming. That is an essential part, because just as we don't see these, I'm sorry, and I don't say it in a bad way, grown old lesbians that are 80 walking, we don't see that, but many of us, we crave that. So the dreaming part is essential. So if you're willing to share, would that be serious, not that serious? What are our lesbian dreams?
I will continue with something very simple. Like today I was in a taxi and the driver asked me what am I doing in Latvia, if I have a husband or a man here. And of course I felt very scared to say, no, I don't have a husband, but I'm here with a partner that is a femininity. So I said, yes, I have a man here in Latvia. So my dream would be to grow and be like, yes, I'm a lesbian and I live here, and yeah.
Well, for me, for the simple part will be to have health, both physical and mental health, emotional, to be able to, because there is a lot that is going on in the world, and there is a lot that we have to deal with. And sometimes when we are activists, or if I look at myself, when I'm activist, I look a bit back and I look now and I look a bit to the future, and I'm like, there's so much that I give in all of this. And I think simply the first dream is, to be able to grow older and be with my partner and maybe do have a family or not. Like, everybody should have a choice to do it or not without the patriarchal, systemic, heteronormative type of way. And the second would be the lesbian queer cottage, which is a dream that we have, some of us here in Active Rainbow, for quite a while. And honestly, some time ago, I figured out, I saw...
And it's a pause.
Oh, it's a pause. How long it will be this?
Have you started?
Yes.
So, I guess you might need to edit, though.
We'll see. We'll see.
Put them together.
We're back again. So where were we?
So I was referring to the lesbian queer cottage, which is the second tangible after health, like second tangible as a dream. And I was referring that a few of us, or many of us actually in Active Rainbow, we have this dream, which actually it is possible. And why I start believing this is more possible, more because, for example, some weeks ago, randomly, I found out that there is actually a type of queer mainly also gay type of center in 1 hour away from Barcelona in Spain. And there were like 8 friends, as I understood, who somehow, I guess they did have money, they managed to buy this old, it looks like a palace, big thing, and then they do all kind of community stuff, projects, and I'm like, wow. And to me, like from one side, there is the obstacle, money and funding and stuff, which is a big deal because unfortunately we do live in this capitalistic world where we need to do that. But there are ways, and here in Latvia, I'm pretty sure that if we put our intention and that we want to try out, we would be able eventually to actually make it happen, even though it would mean maybe it's like some eco-lesbian type of community and we bring volunteer people that we all make it together. And I think many of our young people all around Europe would be signing up for it because there were people expressing it to us. But eventually to have like a physical place where we could gather, where we could be by the nature and go back to a bit more simple nature, well-being type of life that I think we also need to share briefly. Yay.
Hashtag manifesting.
Yes.
I have a lot of lesbian dreams, actually. And I'm trying to dance right now in my head in between of what is mine and what is for the community. You see, there is still this thing. There's a big problem in the brain of but can I manifest for myself or can I just manifest for the community? And coming back to what you shared about, yes, I'm dreaming about Lesbian Cottage as well for a long time. And no, I will skip that part, but I wanted to say maybe for another episode. But my lesbian dream is to see women, to see femininities, to see lesbians thriving, to see people daring, having fun, claiming their spaces. I want a lesbian bar in Riga. I want a queer bar in Riga that is run by lesbians. I want more businesses run by lesbians. I want more communities where 8 lesbians or queer people go buy a house or land, build, do stuff, and just enjoy their life. These are some of my dreams. I also dream and manifest, and I already do, capturing these lesbian stories, because for me, this whole project, I think, is quite emotional, and I'm reaching my stage of just... because it touches me in many places, in my heart and in my soul. In the sense that there are very few lesbian books. I want to show others how cool femininities are, how cool people are, how beautiful we are in the essence of it. And I really want to have it because the world is burning. We know. We need this ray of sunshine, we need this ray of hope, we need this a little bit of reflection about that we can also do good, we can live slower, we can maybe do less but better and be together and just breathe out, as you've mentioned.
Thank you both. What I'm thinking is that, yes, I can also dream about a million things. I'm also having a bit of a trouble, but what I always return to is this idea of more collective care in reality, and that taking care and like for myself and for others is not necessarily a private act. But it's a group activity more, and I would like to see it more. I do see it in some circumstances. I know there are some initiatives, there are some groups, informal groups, there are a group of friends that are living more like that, are practicing that more, the collectiveness of care. As an act of resistance, I would even put it like that. So this and that, I would like a future that it's not an act of resistance to even think, dare to think about this stuff and dreaming better futures, but kind of that it would already be there. And maybe we would talk about other stuff, something like that. I hope I'm making sense. But if I would sum it up, I think this would be the distill of it, the essence, as you put it. Yeah.
I would like to see more queer families, and potentially have mine as well, in some shape or form, whatever that means in the future. There are places where if I go, I feel like I see more of them on the street, and it's always so heartwarming to see a queer family on the street, on the playground, anywhere. So that I feel like it's my lesbian dream. And lately I have a completely new one. I discovered the concept of a stay-at-home lesbian. Imagine, that's so cool. I could be just cooking, watering my basil, like, I don't know, going kayaking on a lake. I like a lot of things, but that's so cool. That I think I'm too active for that, but I think I would like to try it for a bit, just because it sounds super cool. It sounds very funky.
How interesting it is to think about this stuff, that it might sound like simple, but I'm thinking what a privilege it is, to have a life like that and to be able to build it and how to get to it, actually, because we can think of very fundamental obstacles for that, and even that is a dream. It's incredible to me.
Manifesting. Eva.
Following the family mentions of lesbians and dreaming, if I want to be sentimental and vulnerable, I'm going to say that my ultimate lesbian, not ultimate, but one of my dreams in an ideal world would be that I could say I could bring my partner home to my parents, and it would be a normal day, not something crazy or terrible. Yeah.
Again, we manifest. We manifest, and I want to dare and say that the day will come very soon, because we want to. And lesbians assemble, okay?
Definitely.
And to finish it off, because I think we could go for a long time, and this will also be shown very soon during the Lesbian Festival. Yes. Greetings to you. We know where you are if you are seeing that, in some cases. Because maybe somebody will watch it afterwards. But to wrap it up, I want to ask you to share a moment that you really, really enjoyed during Spot DL, or something that was funny, or something that was inspiring. I would go for funny, good vibes. Like, if there's anything, any moment that has been in your good book of things. Whoever feels like.
During Pride, in the lesbians taking over a bit before Spot DL, but still connected to it, it was very funny to do the bucket, and the replies and the things that people...
Explain what the bucket was about.
Yes, so the bucket was an idea connected with Openly Queer Mic, but it was an idea to make it more easy for people to be on the stage without actually being present on the stage, to just write maybe a story, maybe a confession, maybe a question. It was very funny because people wrote all kinds of things, and there were a lot of funny moments. You had to be there, but it was very funny.
I think, though it was already through Spot DL, because Spot DL started in June, if I'm not mistaken. It was inside of it, and for sure it was one of the highlights also for me. Like, we had a lot of fun being there for the first time, taking and reading out loud people's stories, and some stories were popping up with I remember some bold stuff. Anyway, that was like for sure super cool. But I think also for me a lot of funny magical moments was in the backstage also, like the most recent one when we had the people coming up sharing their ideas, what they want to see also in Spodel Festival, or our conversations in the WhatsApp about the posting. Because what I want to point out also, like majority of what you see also in the projects, it's like a lot of volunteer work that we also do. Like we have to facilitate, we have to make posting, we have to try to, how do we work with Canva? And like, do we put this, do we put that? What merch do we do? So like I had a lot of fun helping out also with the social media, and to see, I think this, like everybody in the team putting their heart to this project, for me it's like, yes, like super amazing. And I think more funny moments I will experience during the weekend, Friday, Saturday. I'm very looking forward to everything what will be happening. The things are out already since last night that we were like trying to put, we need to tag, we need to do. Like all of these small moments is what makes me also to keep on wanting to continue and do this. And a lot of beautiful moments will happen in the festival. So I hope people that see, or maybe you're already in the festival and you're watching this, but yes, I think I'm very open to all the new moments coming up.
Thank you. I would also want to point out that I'm very glad that you are inviting us to actually cherish the good moments and what we're keeping in our hearts through this project. Because through this project and many more, I have been witnessing how much of a struggle it can be a lot of times to make things work and bring the events together and prepare for them and brainstorm and spend a lot of hours either brainstorming or communicating or preparing physically, mentally, the space, everything. And how many volunteering hours also that is. So I love that you're inviting us to cherish. And what I want to cherish is that despite of all of the struggles this journey might come with, I always keep in mind how in every, let's say, community gathering that I've been in this project, regardless of how tired also personally I have been until the time comes to open the doors and to welcome people, I'm always stunned by how people participating are actually very willing to engage, and they have this specific, not specific, but like this sparkle in their eyes, wanting to know, to get to know who is in the room. If Adia is facilitating, okay, who is Adia? They're waiting, for Adia to present what is happening. Okay, what is our theme today? What does Adia has to, and I'm using it as an example, if that's okay. What does she has to offer, today? And how can we also participate in that? Like, I in these cases, I feel how everybody comes more alive and comes together. So for me, I keep this sentiment, this witnessing of people coming together over simple things, would say, but that they're very valuable and they feed us and they make us stronger. And then we can talk about more complicated things and we can do more and more stuff. And to go to this collectiveness I was talking about. So this is how I'm cherishing this project in reality. Do you want the mic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love this, what you just said. And with that, it made me think about the quiz. I generally enjoyed all of the community gatherings that we did, because they all brought a lot of funny moments within themselves and within the preparation and within the people coming. The quiz I personally loved the most, probably. I just love doing quizzes. And then also the energy in the room was super funny and amazing. And it felt like the jokes were just snowballing. Like I brought a prompt or a joke about, I don't know, a lesbian kiss in a Disney movie, and then it was just going with what the people brought in the room and what also you brought in the room, and that was amazing. So that I enjoyed a lot.
There are many, and I think the whole project is my love letter to the lesbian community, and there will be more for sure. I'm very much looking forward to the festival because, what we've been doing, and also conversations that have been recorded and have not been recorded. There is something really wholesome in that. And I would love to cherish that and to feed that and use it as a soil for more things in the world we're living in. But I think for me, it's a love letter to the community and also to myself, as I am a very proud dyke, very proud lesbian. Because actually for me that honoring this part of my identity has actually created the bond with my own femininity, with my own femininities that I've been struggling here and there to just admitting like, yeah, that's a part of me. And I can be masked and I can still be a lady if I want to. And stuff like that. So yeah, I think that. And I don't know if we have any final things to say, but I do, because I want to say thank you to all of you who are here, for being a part of Spot DL, of being a great support. And there are more people behind who are jumping in or jumping out or watching this or listening to this or sharing. Every little bit counts. And thank you, people. And thank you who is watching this. There's more to come because this is just the beginning, okay? Brace yourselves.
Thank you.
And thank you for the most beautiful love letter. And I think that's also very empowering for those seeing, like how, yes, for the community, but also for yourself. So thank you for inspiring us every day. I know that both me, Active Rainbow, and our community, and these people, and all the people that have been part of this project also, and more, we're all super grateful to you, Nastya, for being an inspiration every day and for spotting the L, which can be also for lesbian, but also for the love that you carry for yourself, for everything what you do, and how you share it so beautifully with each one of us. Like, we're absolutely blessed to have you in our lives. Thank you. Liz Paldis.
Goes both ways. Okay, thank you. Bye. Cut.
And picture.
We love you.